Hey everyone, and welcome back to Saunton. Today, we're venturing into a place you've probably heard about, whispered in hushed tones across the internet. The dark web. It's a topic surrounded by mystery, sensationalism, and a ton of myths. So, what's real and what's just digital folklore? Let us shine a light on the internet, as forgotten corners, and separate the facts from the fiction. First off, what even is the dark web? Imagine the internet is an iceberg. The tip, the part we all use daily, Google, YouTube, social media, that's the surface web. It's indexed by search engines. Below that is the deep web. This is the vast majority of the internet. Your online banking portals, your email inbox, subscription services, corporate databases. It's content that isn't indexed, but is perfectly normal and accessible with the right credentials. The dark web is a tiny, tiny fraction of that deep web, intentionally hidden and requiring special software, like the Tor browser, to access. Now for myth number 1, the dark web is enormous, a huge, sprawling digital underworld. The reality? It's actually quite small. Estimates vary, but dark websites, known as onion sites, likely number only in the tens of thousands. That might sound like a lot, but compare it to the nearly 2 billion websites on the surface web. It's a drop in the digital ocean. Many of these sites are also inactive or have very little content. It's not the vast, endless labyrinth people imagine. Myth number 2, just visiting the dark web is illegal and will immediately get you in trouble. This is one of the biggest misconceptions. Simply downloading the Tor browser and browsing onion sites is not illegal in most countries. Tor was actually developed by the US Navy to protect government communications. Today, it's used by journalists, activists, and ordinary citizens in countries with heavy censorship to communicate safely and access blocked information. It's a vital tool for freedom of speech. Of course, what you do on the dark web can be illegal. Engaging in illicit activities is against the law, regardless of what part of the internet you're on. But the act of looking, generally, no. This leads us to myth number 3. The dark web is exclusively for criminals. While it's true that the anonymity of the dark web attracts illegal marketplaces selling everything from stolen data to contraband, that's not the whole story. As I mentioned, it's a haven for people seeking privacy and freedom from surveillance. Major news organizations like the BBC and the New York Times have dark onion versions of their sites, so people can access them without being tracked. There are secure email services, forums for political dissent, and libraries of censored books. It's a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for both good and ill. The focus is almost always on the bad, but the legitimate uses are significant and often overlooked. Okay, let's tackle a really sensational one. Myth number 4, red rooms. These are supposedly live-streamed interactive torture and murder events where viewers pay to direct the violence. It's the stuff of nightmares and a staple of dark web horror stories. The truth? There is zero credible evidence that a real red room has ever existed. Security experts and law enforcement who have investigated these claims have found nothing but scams. Think about it. A live video stream requires a huge amount of bandwidth, which is notoriously slow on the Tor network. It would be incredibly difficult to maintain a stable, high-quality stream while also protecting your anonymity. The red rooms that people find are almost always fakes designed to steal cryptocurrency from morbidly curious visitors. It's a terrifying concept, but thankfully, it appears to be just that, a concept. Another big myth. Number 5. You can hire assassins on the dark web as easily as ordering a pizza. Again, this plays into the digital Wild West narrative. While there are certainly sites that claim to offer these services, they are overwhelmingly scams. Researchers and journalists who have investigated these hitman-for-hire sites have found that they are almost universally run by people looking to take your Bitcoin and disappear. Law enforcement agencies also set up sting operations to catch individuals attempting to use these services. The risk of getting caught or scammed is so high that these sites are not the reliable professional enterprises that movies make them out to be. It's more of a dangerous fantasy than a functional marketplace. Myth number 6. You can find anything you want on the dark web. People talk about it like it's a secret, better version of Google. The reality is that the dark web is disorganized, unstable, and hard to navigate. There's no central search engine that effectively indexes onion sites. Directories exist, but they are often outdated, and many links lead to dead ends. Sites frequently go offline as administrators get arrested or simply abandon their projects. Finding specific, reliable information or services can be an incredibly frustrating and often fruitless task. It's not a user-friendly experience. It's clunky, slow, and chaotic. So why do these myths persist? Well, it's human nature. We're fascinated by the unknown, the forbidden. The dark web represents a part of our digital world that feels untamed. And mysterious and sensational stories are far more exciting than the mundane reality. The truth is that the dark web is less of a sinister, magical underworld and more of a small, hidden corner of the internet with a complex mix of users. It's a powerful tool for privacy and freedom that has been co-opted for illicit purposes, but the legends surrounding it are often far grander than the reality. It's a reflection of the best and worst of humanity, all hidden behind a veil of anonymity. Navigating this space requires caution, not because of mythical monsters, but because of real-world risks, like scams, malware, and exposure to disturbing or illegal content. It's important to approach the topic with a critical mindset, understanding that what you hear is often exaggerated for effect. The real story of the dark web is nuanced. It's about technology, privacy, crime, and human rights, all tangled together in a part of the internet most of us will never, and probably shouldn't, visit. Thanks for joining me on this dive into the digital deep end. I hope this cleared up some of the fog surrounding the dark web. It's a fascinating subject where the truth is often stranger, or at least more complicated than fiction. If you found this interesting, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Saunton for more deep dives into the world around us. Let me know in the comments what other internet mysteries you'd like me to explore. Stay curious, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.